First of all, congratulations for your success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, first of all, thanks to you actually. So, for the interview that you conducted, and I said, okay, let's talk to the experts. Might get like feedback, good feedback, and all. And that was really wonderful initiative.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. We're talking after a long time. First of all, congratulations for your success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
You've been able to qualify the exam. Uh, how has what has changed since you qualified the exam? What are the different things? What are the developments in your life?
So, first of all, thanks to you actually. So, for the interview that you conducted, and actually that gave me the motivation and boosted my confidence a lot. So I did not find board members that different or out of the planet when you see people like first time. So yeah, thanks. I really appreciate your efforts first of all, and the change. Yeah, I mean, I actually it's been like an year and a half that I gave my resignation. I left my job. Now I'm a bit relieved. I'm like now I can focus more on like the development of the society, my personal development, and the aim that I came with here. Like I can better focus on civils. I can better focus on like at the same time. Like I will not be wasting my youth. I will be doing something for the country, something for the society as well.
Very nice, very nice.
And one more thing, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know that there are a lot of questions in the society. If I think that someone is going to solve that problem, it might be possible that that problem is not going to get solved. But Quintessence did is like we were like going for the interview. There were around 279 students. We were not all aware of like the video that you posted on the YouTube. Like we are conducting free. That was your initiative. That is like the first step, and that is the hardest part. Although by any chance I got to know about that, and I said, okay, let's talk to the experts. Might get like feedback, good feedback, and all. And that was really wonderful initiative, and I would say, and I think the content was really good. The question that you asked me, they were really good questions. Like, if I would say, like talking that freely with the person who might not be from same background. The artificial intelligence questions were really good, and like I should not say this, but it feels like the interviewers who were asking like you were asking me questions, you had done your homework, and that was really nice. Like everything was inculcated in such a great box, and the quality of questions were really good. So this initiative is very good, and I find no difference in Drishti IES and Quintessence classes, because the kind of question they ask, like kind of personality question they ask, I'm getting it here, and that too sitting at my home. So and and what can be better than this? So I think I was lucky enough to find you people, and thank you so much for making me realize that I need really work more on my core areas. One more thing, sir, is like I work with like Schlumberger and multinational companies, but the impact on the society was not that great. They used to think, okay, there is one guy like was might be working somewhere, but since that day when the result has announced, like there are people in my area, the people are expecting things from me, like yeah, this guy is going to do something for the society. So yeah, that has actually changed, and that is really good. I think.
So at a personal level, so people are more interested in you, what Kamal is doing now, or what he can contribute contribute more to the society. Now
Yeah.
it's true that in corporate sector you have a limited capacity what you can do, but now becoming part of the administration will help you a lot in working in the classroom. So, Kamal, I'd like to ask you, how has what is your preparation strategy? What actually would you regard as that? This is why I was able to qualify the exam.
So actually, one of the fundamental thing is like my score was average in written. So one of the fundamental thing that I was focusing on, like the interview, if it goes well, the things can turn around. So I did not think about the how many score, how many marks I had in my written examination. So so actually I was initially preparing for civils. So most of the syllabus was overlapping apart from the cooperative section. So I focused really well on my interview. So and with the help of with your help as well. So I was able to perform. I got some 19.661 marks in my interview, and that was so for interview actually I prepared really well. So for initially for the written examination I did not prepare well, to be honest, uh, because the KS exam the KS pre was KSP happened only few days back, and I was kind of sure, like I scored more than 80 marks in my KS prelims examination as per the answer key. So I was kind of sure that I am going to. There are chances that I am going to write it. So I was preparing for that. So before 10 days of this examination, I took the Bare Acts of like Cooperative Self-Reliant Act and the 1989 Act, and a bit of history of cooperative section. So that I did not rigorously read those barracks, but the important things, like with respect to the job profile, like what is the function of registrar, what is the function of assistant registrar, like in PACs, in elections and all. So my main focus was like if it is for assistant registrar, I have to keep that reference in my mind and read things accordingly. It's not like reading all the stuff. So that was one aspect, and one more aspect was like uh, since it's a kind of civil services, so I revised whatever I had done for the sales preparation. So that was one of the key. So I was able to perform really good in the political science and geography portion of the assistant registrar. That was one of the reason that I was confident enough. Like I can score more than 110 questions. I could attempt actually more than 110 questions. So
Nice. Okay, Kamal, you have decided you working as a in a multinational corporation, and you shifted. I remember that you told me that you wanted to work in administration and you wanted to have experience at the grassroots level. So, besides that what are your personal or professional ambitions? What actually led you to to pursue civil services? What was that one trigger in your life that made you work for the civil service or prepare for civil service?
yeah, actually, so I don't know if it is like good thing or bad thing, but at the personal level, I have more of a patriotic feeling. So yeah, so uh, after class sixth, so most of my education, even in the IITs and coaching of the IIT, everything happens with scholarship. Scholarship. I have three scholarship. That is NBS first scholarship, then Dakshina scholarship, and then KVPY scholar. I became in 2013, I think. Yeah. So most of my education has been provided by the government. But when I was working in multinational companies, I was like working for more than 14, 15 hours a day. but someone who was sitting in the US, or like he or she was getting rich, and whenever they used to talk about, they used to talk about their women, their children, and their society. So, so I literally, when I was there, I was working there. Although I liked artificial intelligence, that was my core area. But that element of like what I am supposed to do for the society, although the money is a part, but after the threshold level has been reached, it doesn't matter much. So I wanted something to contribute for our women, our children, and for our society. So I thought that if I am attached to whenever they used to call me, they used to call me an Indian. Although, so in a true sense, how I am going to be an Indian, it's like if I help in building the nation. And this era is phenomenal. I mean, uh, uh, the kind of path India is on, and the kind of demographic dividend we have if we work for the betterment of the society, I believe that India has a lot of potential, that one day we can be as developed as the countries like in Europe and USA. So that was one of my targets. That was one of the sense of being a true Indian. So that I did it. It might be different for different people. So that's what I actually wanted to do. So I decided that okay, although I love artificial intelligence, I will go in administration and seek the fields where I can apply my skill with the help of already established administrative skills, and come up with the new things, so that we can be on the development path.
Kamal, regarding your preparation, I would expect that you would have completed your NCRTs first and then the standard books. So, tell me about your preparation. How was your preparation?
So, with respect to civils, as far as concerned, so I started with the NCRTs. So for like geography, NCRTs are really important. And then although people suggest that one should read Lakshmikant, so I think before reading Lakshmikant, the 11th class book NCRT, that is our constitution, with respect to that book, with respect to constitution, there is one specific book. So I read that book as well, so that I could get the gist of like what are the fundamental things, because quality people say it is like it is not that tough, it is simple. But when we sit in the examination and the questions are really fundamental, although they are simple, but they are fundamentally very tough. So I completed that as well. So the standard books, like for history, I read Spectrum, and for economics, I have Sriram notes. So I'm reading that. So for environment, Shankar IS standard book, and one in last year there was one released by PMF IS. I read that environment portion from there as well. So actually, there is one unique strategy. I don't know. I maybe this is not unique. I might have this kind of strategy, but what I do is like I bought some atlases, and I I I have a preparation strategy, that one national park and one wildlife sanctuary area. So I plot that, and as we know, the visual memory of a person is better than the reading or other memories. So I visualize that. I see the like there is like the golden langoors. They are in the eastern Himalayas, and their status in IUCN status there. So I write few things on that, see that I plot like there are golden langoors there. So this is how I prepare. So from last 3 months, uh, 3 months I have been doing that. Till now, I have good grip on like national parks and wildlife sanctuaries and these. So environment portion of I'm doing that. So economics is a stand. Actually, when I was in IIT, I took one elective of economics, so I had interest in economics as well. So economics, if you look at the civics paper, economics is very simple. Economics is very simple. Only the standard RBI questions may be tricky, may be factual. factual, but rest of the things they are way too fundamental. So I generally practice the previous year papers because at the end of the day, concepts are going to get repeated. So this is how I prepare.
What about current affairs? Where did you cover current affairs from?
So current affairs, I read two newspapers because my option is PSIR. So yeah, so for that, like articles of C. Rajamohan and other experts come in Indian Express only. So I read that. But for environment, especially for the environment and art and culture, the Hindu provides really good content. Like yesterday, there was a case about like some smuggling of Nataraja's Murti. So I take that reference and then go on to the static portion, the art and culture, and then that research and make some notes. Apart from that, I listen All India Radio every day in the morning 7 o'clock. So that's one part. Another part is like when I have to get it's like newspaper is bulky. It's like sometimes when we are preparing for static, we do not have time to like go through all the things. So I take Vision IS every day current affair. So there is a series. So I generally take that. So there are only two, three articles in short and a small prelims. It's just 2 or 3 pages. So that's what I actually follow. So when I religiously follow this stuff, it hardly takes 1.5 hour to cover the day's current affair.
What about notes? Do you make notes or you study from the book only?
Yeah. So actually, it might look silly, but I love to read my own handwriting. So what I did with the spectrum is like I short the full short notes. I made it from line one to line to the end line. Sorted like although it is a small notebook, but I can complete that notebook in like 6 7 hours when I'm revising the full spectrum. So yes, definitely I make notes. So I made notes for Lakshmikant as well. I did the same like from page one to end page. So it is bulky. It is like tough, and those who are like I had one full year, so I did that. So so now it is like very helpful. I can read that notebook in like 6 7 hours. All it takes just a 1 day to revise. So yeah.
Okay, tell me about your interview experience now. What are the questions being asked from question one to the end?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for asking me that Elon Musk controversy. So one of the experts, she directly asked me that the recent controversy was there, and you had already asked that question. So thanks for that. That was straightforward question, and the standard questions like you asked me from self-help group as well. They asked the same questions. So the first was like so I entered the room and Chairman sir was there. So he introduced me to meet the board, like just small introduction. And they did not ask me to introduce myself straight away. They asked me. Dear Sharma sir said, "Dude, what are you doing here?" So stayed away. You did not go for higher education and all. So I said no, sir. So that society aspect, that why I left my job, I put that forward. So I actually some people might think that was ideal, but as for me, I was honest. If that was ideal, some people say that this is like too ideal. You cannot say that you are doing this for society. But what I can do, if that is the sole reason why. But I was honest actually. I was honest, so I was confident. So I was able to convince them that this is what the story is. That's why I left my job. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm appearing in this interview. So then they asked me about. So they said you're from finance background. So tell us something about NBFCs. Are they able to issue credit cards? So I was actually not sure about this question. So I said so I had read somewhere that some of the NBFCs they can. So I said, sir, I'm not sure, but I would like to attempt. And MA Mustafa service with BR sir. So he said, go ahead. So I explained. Then BR Sharma sir asked me about credit cards, Kisan credit cards. What is the process of Kisan credit cards? Then he said, I have my own Visa International. Can I Visa International? Suppose I have Kisan credit card, I can use that in launch and book flights and all. Then I gave my arguments. So that is for like post harvest and like with respect to agriculture and all. So it was a healthy conversation. Then M.A. Mustafa said, he asked me, he said, like your background is artificial intelligence. Do you think that this board and employment process can be replaced with the help of artificial intelligence, that we are not needed? So, so for the clarification, I said, sir, as I asked one question for the more clarification. Then he said, okay, yeah, go ahead and tell us the strategy. So I explained. So in my previous interviews as well, so I like, although I might speak a lot, I might be not to the point, but I generally try to build a plot. Sometimes it may backfire, so it is a risk. What I believe is if you are to the point, there might be less questions. But if you are like building a plot, there might a lot of questions that might arise. So I that was a calculated risk. So I took that risk. So I explained him the concept of artificial intelligence from the very basic, like how we teach a kid, like they walk and yes. So then I answered like, sir, yes, with the help of artificial intelligence, this board can be replaced, and everyone was laughing at the moment. This board can be replaced. So then again, then there were other board members. They asked me about the history of cooperative and my background. In since I'm electrical engineering graduate, so they asked me about the transmission lines and solar energy and hydro energy, and few of the basic, like how the transmission happens and all. Then Zubair sir was there. He asked me about factual questions. He asked me actually factual questions. Like in 10 seconds, there were like 4 5 straightforward factual questions. And like it was kind of stress interview, I think. And after that, the discussion went on, and there were two ladies, the experts, I think, from the cooperative department. They asked me about Elon Musk. They asked me about about artificial intelligence. They asked me about like why you left the job. The government spends a lot of money, and then you people jump to administration, and why do they do it? So actually, this is a very fundamental question. Like generally, the question, the people who are from like above average background, who are like study on scholarships like IIT, the government spends a lot of money, but at the end of the day, they do not do engineering jobs. They come to administration. So actually, for this question, there is a standard answer, but I think it's a good answer actually. It's an honest answer. Like in these institutions or in any other institutions, the real education is like solving tough problems. And in administration, there are tough problems actually. And whether you're in engineering, whether you're a doctor or other people, there in administration there is a real test of stress, patience, your moral values, and all the things, everything what we have learned in the education. So I said it's not about engineering; it's about solving the problem. It's about solving good problems. It's about dealing with people, and it's like we deal with tough questions, different aspects. Like in JIIT, there are multiple concepts there that they generally mix it and ask us to solve that question. And similarly, in administration, there are multiple people from multiple backgrounds, from multiple religions, from multiple castes, and from multiple. It might be possible that multiple countries as well. With the help of that, keeping their aspirations in mind, we have to solve those problems, and this is what engineering teaches us. So then she jumped to Elon Musk. There was a great bit of time that she spent on Elon Musk. And one important thing is like she asked me to develop straight away and immediately one strategy to improve a condition of FPOs with the help of artificial intelligence. This is where she mixed up my core background with the problem that cooperatives and agriculture department is really facing. So I took like some 10-15 seconds to thought about it, but after that I was able to come up with a strategy, and she was quite convinced. And at the end, there was another lady. She asked me about self-help groups, about cooperatives, and one important question is she asked, which I like most, is like, what do our villages need? What do our villages need? So at the moment, I gave my credibility. So actually, what happens is like in interview, what I felt is like through the expressions as well. If we are giving an answer and we are able to prove the credibility of ourselves, so with the help of facts that what we have done in our life, so I think that that adds up to the questions on to the answer of like a great level. So she said like what is the what do our villages need? So I said first of all, people, we are like in one village, if there is one IITian and he's going to US, nobody is there to look after that village. Nobody is there to look after that locality. First of all, it is not that we are India has less opportunities. India has a lot of opportunity. It is like US of 2000. Like today, we might see like there are so many big companies like Microsoft, Apple, and all those companies are there. They are like they have established a lot of things in the US. But at that moment, it was a startup culture. But now in India, we have although there is great unemployment, but people who have skill, they can provide employment actually, and there are a lot of opportunities. So if we come here, we can do something for the society. So sticking to our own roots is one of the fundamental things that our villages need, because if we see like there are a lot of gazetted officers, there are a lot of civil servants. Most of those people, they come from rural background, but when like they are financially okay, they are doing well, they generally shift to cities, and then they. So I said like today my house is totally CCTV surveillance. My house is just 2 kilometers away from international border, but it's a I have surveillance system all over. I have two Wi-Fi's and all everything. I used to talk to people in the US while sitting just 2 kilometers away from my IP. So I made that everything there. People around me, they actually there was no internet facility when I came here. So I struggled. I bought own fiber and then did the stuff. So a lot of people, a lot of students are getting that benefit because of the effort that, of course, they they also put in. So they were kind of convinced, although most of the, I think the member they might live in cities, but I think that was one of the good answers. Uh, and as per me. So there was another. So one more thing is like when we are in the interview, I think we are not supposed to criticize the government at all. So because that is government, and the post I'm applying for, I will be the government. I will pay the government. So what I did is like, although it might be possible, so there is a way to put forward things in perspective. Like what I did is like there was a recent notification of like now you have to get permission for building anything commercial or even residential house. You have to take permission from the Patwari, and there will be different committees. So I put that forward. Like although the government is doing enough, but there are people who are not aware. Like everyone has smartphone, but we need more and more outreach so that everyone, whenever the order is released, and whenever the order is released, in a week or so, everyone in the village should be, or everyone in the city should be aware of what is happening in the administration and what they are supposed to do. Because lack of information can be a reason for exploitation. So there were two, three another points that I put forward, but I don't remember it now.
Very nice. I listened to it. I get the feeling of the interview. It would have been wonderful. Okay, Kamal. Now my second last question would be, uh, what is your message to the youth of our state or our UT? What is your message from someone who has been recently selected as a part of the government?
So first of all, it's like the so money should not be the priority. So because somewhere around the line, like 2 years, 5 years, 10 year down the line, we are going to get what a decent lifestyle is going to be, no matter where what background one is coming from. One is coming from. I think the most important thing for us is to build the nation, is to build, because at the end of the day, that is what we are going to be remembered for. So, and the second thing is we have to, it doesn't we have to remove the sense of subordination from our mind. Like, one might be gazetted officer, but the respect of a driver or a peon or other staff members is as equal, because I have seen that in cooperative sector, that it's sorry in corporate sector, that when we give that kind of respect to subordinates or other people, they generally their efficiency increases. So not to run behind money, but run behind the capability, the efficiency, the talent, the skill, that and at the same time, I'm not saying that we want to ignore their personal development. That although there is, because the motivation, if you are not personally developing, I think that you are not going to do the development of others as well. So one important message for me is like, well, do your personal development as well, because high studies and with the and in innovation they can do, because the energy is huge, is because the young minds they're coming. We are seeing actually the people here, like the Zilla video, which are coming in my area. I generally meet those people, so they are quite enthusiastic. They actually want to do work. So I think uh, I think this energy should be positively utilized for the welfare of the society. That's that's what actually I want, like me, myself, and other people to do.
Wonderful message. Okay, Kamal, once again, congratulations to you and your family for your remarkable success, and we hope that you reach the heights of administration in your life, and professionally as well as personally. God bless you. We will definitely be in touch.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for providing me that wonderful guidance.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.